So today on Idiot School Running, we have Tim. Say hello, Tim.
Hi guys, hi Colin, how you doing?
On our show, we've got a guest who likes to run. Do they really? Do they jog around the place just for fun? That's not fun. Are they a professional athlete? Nope. Lining at the start with the elite? It don't matter. We've got a guest on our show because we asked and they didn't say no. It don't matter because our show has a guest. It does. Pretty much because we asked and they said yes. Tim, how are you?
All right, thanks Colin, how you doing?
I am fantastic, especially on a sunny day like we'll have outside. How's the weather with yourself?
Well, I'm based over in Cheshire and actually it is scorching. I did a big long run at the weekend and it was really hot doing that, and the weather's just continued for the last few days.
See, when you go out for a run a day like that, do you prefer, because I talk to people and they say, oh, I prefer the rain and all this stuff, and I'm going, are you mental? Do you prefer the rain or the sun? Hot weather, or what extreme do you prefer?
You know what? Before Sunday, I would have said, "Oh, I love the hot weather," you know. But I don't know now. Maybe I need the rain and the cold and the sleet and the snow. You know, maybe that's where I'll come to, you know, what I really run in best. So I don't know. It's probably not the weather I've just run in. That's probably it.
Don't say things you can't take back, because I love the sun. I love it when the sweat drips in your eyes and your eyes are stinging and you're too warm and you need to drink water or take a wee protein rebel with the wee hint of salt to stop any cramps. So tell us a bit about Protein Rebel, your story. It's yourself and Liz. Just give us a background on where you guys came from and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, sure. So Liz and I started the company a few years ago now. Liz is my wife, and we've kind of grown every year, which has been brilliant. And the whole idea was, I was running, doing various exercise before this. And I hate to say it, but I'm getting a bit older now. And I realized what I'm actually eating really does affect me in a way it didn't really affect me when I was, really young. So, it kind of had an impact on my body, on my running. And the stuff that I was getting, was just the standard stuff that everyone else buys, the big brand stuff. And I look on the back of pack and see what's in there, thinking, no wonder this doesn't feel good in my stomach and it doesn't taste good, because when you read the back of the ingredients, you can tell there's nothing tasty in there at all, nothing you can recognize. So I thought, wait, it's got to be some way of kind of having more natural stuff that you can use for running. And that was kind of the germ of the idea, if you like, was, can you find natural ingredients to help support runners to run faster, complete their ultra, whatever it might be, whatever their goals are, but to get them kind of out there. And then over the last few years, we've kind of been developing our range to fulfill that, really. So yeah, all our stuff is natural, which automatically should make it a lot easier to digest on your stomach. And for most runners, when you start talking about running, that's like one of the key things. How's your stomach? Yeah. How are you digesting stuff? So yeah, that's kind of how it all started, really.
And what year did you start, if you don't mind me asking?
2020, September 2022.
I came across yourselves online because, my background is I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. I love my running, and I looked into all different types of foods. And as you said, on the back of certain gels, certain products, you find this list of stuff. And I remember hearing something, you always have to be wary of food that's over processed if it has things you can't buy in the supermarket.
Yeah.
And back of your packaging is maple syrup and salt, and I believe we can buy them in most supermarkets.
Yeah, I mean, well, you can. Yeah. So it's dead easy to consume. You can identify what is in the product itself. So it's not confusing. Whereas you look at some of the other brands, in fact, most of the other brands, they're starting off with things like maltodextrin, and you're going to yourself, well, where's that? What is that? For most normal people that, do a bit of cooking now and again, go to you don't come across things that are maltodextrin. There's not a plant growing maltodextrin there.
No.
So it needs to be processed. And that very
Yeah.
essence of processing it, often creates stomach issues because you're highly refining that product, and it's something that your stomach isn't getting used to. One of the reasons I always say you must get used to what you're consuming.
I can say the gels do taste nice, and not just that you are sponsoring the Idiots Growing On podcast. Thank you very much, because I've got the products behind me. The
That's
packaging
fantastic.
is. Do you like the
I did.
products?
I thought, wow,
it,
that man must be in design or something like that. He must come from a design background.
I am in design, and my wife loves the design of your packaging as well. We'll throw that out there. So anybody who's just listened to the show, feel free to flick on. We have the protein, what do you call it? It's like a protein shake that comes in a can, which there's people in the gym who have started using it because they don't like the big plastic bottles. So that is a win for a girl in the gym going, I don't want to, I have all these big plastic protein bottles, or the big bags that she feels going to landfill. So her heart lies in sustainability, which you guys are doing. It's hard to do with gels, but in terms of magnesium and the collagen, I use every night, and I've got a 100-mile race coming up, and touch wood, I haven't been injured so far in this training since January. Tim, tell us a wee bit about your background, about your running experience, your running journey. Even, is Liz into running? Does Liz have a bit of a running journey?
Yeah. Liz is into running, more sort of the sort of 10K sort of runs. She's done a few half marathons. London landmark half marathon for the second time in April just gone. She's entered the London marathon ballot, but fingers crossed she gets in, but who knows? So yes, that's her sort of distances. I prefer kind of longer distances. So yeah, marathons, 50Ks, that sort of distances is my sort of plan, and that's what I like. I'm hopefully going to do my first 100 back in October. So just kind of working the details out for that, just kind of working up to that. But I like those long distances. Gives you a lot of time to think, which is great. Yeah, you're getting disturbed by anyone, so it's a bit of peace and quiet. And then you can kind of get into your own, when's this going to end? How am I going to keep going? Why does it hurt?
Well, it probably hurts because you're probably running for 20 to 30 hours and plus straight. What's your plan? What's a 100-mile race? What have you got in mind? Are you going to say what you're thinking about what race you're going to do for the 100-mile?
Well, it was actually only following a conversation on Sunday, really. So we're kind of building up the details here. But I think it'll be one in the Peak District, so pretty hilly.
Wow.
We'll kind of go from there, really. In terms of plan, clearly we're going to need one. And we don't have one right now. So we need to get on the case. I think we're about 20 weeks away from that. So that should be enough time to get us to that level. Like most things will do, I'm kind of looking to finish it. That for me is always the big win. And I'll kind of go from there, really.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Andrew, the co-host of the show, who's not here today, he tends to just turn up. And his biggest training week, as we always say, was 23 miles for his training for a 108-mile race. Now, he finished the race under the cutoff. So me and him finished together, 33 hours, 30 minutes. Okay. The next day he woke up, he got the train, got the car, and an hour's drive home, and just back to normal, back to life. So
some people are like that.
He's an idiot. But I stuck with him the whole way. When you say peace and quiet, I got no peace and quiet. I had to listen to him for 33 hours, which gets you through it, because it does keep you motivated and does keep you going. So doing it with other people is brilliant. And I suppose two bits of advice from me is never stop at an aid station, never DNF at an aid station. They're nice, they're comfy, they're fun. And the
Yeah.
second thing is just keep going forward. Every time you keep moving forward, you'll find a finish line.
Yeah, good advice. Yeah, I know. It's one step closer, isn't it? Because when you get to those
Yeah.
aid stations, sometimes they have their little comfy seats out, and you're
Oh,
thinking,
they're
oh, I
lovely.
could just
And the
sit down there.
crisps. Oh, they're crisps and it's cozy and it's warm and you nice new change of clothes and some give you pasta, some give you coffee, some give you a protein rebel.
Yeah,
It's brilliant and I love the aid stations and the people are so nice and you just don't want to leave them.
yeah,
But
that's
there comes
right.
that point where you have to peel yourself off that comfy chair and
Yeah,
go out into that Peak
yeah,
District. Could be cold weather, October.
yeah. It's kind of a bit touch and go, really.
Yeah.
Obviously, it shouldn't be like January. Shouldn't be, like massive snow drifts and stuff. But it probably shouldn't be like it is right now, anyway. So yeah, well, probably hopefully something a bit in between. I think probably what you really want is maybe a bit of a mix, a bit of warmth, a little bit of drizzle, not full on rain. Just a bit of mix, especially over that sort of time period. I'll let you
And the
know.
chances of you getting that come back on, please come back on. Hopefully, we'll do a debrief, and that's in October. So if you can come on after you finish that and tell me how you got on and what time you finished it, in, because you will finish it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
keep moving forward.
Oh yeah.
So I chatted about Andrew, and the guest show. Andrew always has a question, and I'm going to play Andrew's question. So good luck.
For over a year now, I've been telling people how much I love your maple syrup sachets. Oh, I love them. I love them so much. I even at one point suggested could I get an IV drip and put it straight into my veins. My doctor friend said that was a bad idea. But I've got another idea. Have you ever seen DuckTales? Woo! Sorry, had to do it. Scrooge McDuck's vault. I would love the maple syrup that you make to be filled in Scrooge McDuck's vault so I could go and have a swim. But my question to you is, how many maple syrup sachets would it take for me to fill Scrooge McDuck's vault? I've got an answer, and I want one from you.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Tim.
Yeah. So how many would it? Well, let's work this out then. A lot.
Just to let you know, a lot. He does have an answer for you.
Yeah.
Through the help of AI, right? So this is quite what would you say? Not quite perfect, maybe. But
Yeah.
Scrooge McDuck's vault is 120 foot by 120 foot by 120 foot, according to the DuckTales creator. So
my gosh,
this is
how
what
do
you're
you
going to
know
work with. It's apparently ChatGPT. AI is brilliant. Now, whether it's true or not, let's go with AI because it's more intelligent. Artificial intelligence is more intelligent than me.
Yeah.
So, how many? So we do have an answer. Do you want to have a guess? How many protein rebel sachets would it take to fill up that size of vault?
So, was it 100 foot?
120 foot square cube.
That feels not okay. That's deep as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's massive. I don't know. Let's go with something big like 500,000, something massive like that.
500,000?
Yeah.
You were actually miles off.
Am I?
1.48 billion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently so. Now, it's really tricky because you're working on grams and volume and mass and all this other stuff. Like the equations are impressive, but 1.48 billion tons of protein rebel or sachets of protein rebel it would take to fill up Scrooge McDuck's vault so Andrew could go for a swim. So,
wow,
might put you out of business.
Yeah. Well, we obviously have to start making that.
Now Andrew has to start on his vault while you start on the. I don't know how many trees that would take. Now we're getting silly.
Yeah,
but
no,
so
that would be a lot of trees. But going back to the whole sustainability thing, the good thing about maple syrup is it's sap from the tree, and it gets tapped every year. and the trees normally last sort of 150, 200 years. So they're not harmed, they're not killed or anything like that, or chopped down. Nothing like that happens. So yeah, it might take a while, but yeah, we could do it, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So maybe 20, 30 years Andrew could have his vault, you think? Longer.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, probably wouldn't. To be honest, it wouldn't take that long. We'll just get a few containers over here. We'll be fine. Yeah,
We'll be fine.
cool.
So currently I've got all your stuff behind me. Is there
Yeah,
anything your new one is the caffeine sachet? Is there anything new that
yeah.
you've got planned
So
coming
yeah,
forward?
this is it. This is it. So we bought this
Yeah.
out a bit earlier in the year. So we started off with the original one, which is maple syrup with sea salt, like you said. And then this one is maple syrup, sea salt, and coffee. So, particularly towards the end of the run, you kind of often want a bit of a boost. And caffeine is great for giving you a bit more focus and kind of keeping you awake. So, yeah, we developed that. So it's only got those three ingredients in. There's nothing else. So again, should be a little bit easier on your stomach compared to more industrial gels. And then the other thing is it actually tastes really nice. It tastes
Does.
like you would imagine, like coffee and maple syrup, which is a great taste anyway. So, it's something you can actually look forward to. And I always think that's really important with food, because otherwise you kind of put things off. And, if you've got like a plan, or I don't know, you want to hit 2 gels an hour, or maybe a kind of 2 or 3 gels an hour, so one every 20 minutes, and then you kind of put it off because you don't like it, and then it becomes 25 minutes, creeps up into 30 minutes. Before you know it, it's dead easy to underfuel, and that really is
Yeah.
going to affect your running performance.
You know what you're talking about, because I think you've been there. And also the thing you always miss out about your gels is you're possibly one of the very few running gels that you can put in your porridge, put in your coffee, and put in other things.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the other gels? The other flavored gels on your porridge?
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Protein Rebel, it works in your porridge. So I think that's your key selling point.
Yeah, before you run, get a porridge and Protein Rebel gel, and then there you go. But yeah, no, that's really good. That's an important point, because again, like the consistency. So when people run, most of the time you breathe through your mouth, not through your nose. And for all sorts of reasons, but you're breathing through your mouth. So if you've got a gel that's kind of gloopy, thick, a bit like hair gel, old-fashioned hair gel, and you're putting that in your mouth, it's actually quite hard to swallow that and also breathe as well. So again, that's another reason why it's a little bit more difficult to consume when you're on the run. Whereas these, bit slightly thicker than water, so actually dead easy to consume when you're running. Yeah.
The other thing you've got coming up is that you don't just have gels, but you've now got an event coming up for Protein Rebel, and you can maybe come there and try this stuff. Tell us a bit about that, where it is and when it is.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Thanks, Colin. It's going to be the first time we've done this. So it's a 10K trail run, timed, and it's going to start off at 9 o'clock on the 5th of July over in Cheshire. And we were looking for somewhere not too far away from the business, but also kind of a rural area, but also somewhere that would have some space for us to have some speakers. So, because we wanted to meet just a little bit more than just turn up, run, and off you go again. It's a bit more about, you can have a chat, talk to other people, so make it a bit more social, a bit more of a community sort of thing, really. So, like I said, start off with a 10K trail run. And it is a beautiful area, really, really kind of rural, lots of wildlife. You're running across a river, or past the river, I should say. through some fields, through some woodlands. So you got a whole variety there. And then we've got speakers, and then we've got a really good range of speakers actually. So we've got we're going to start off with a woman called Helen Rivar. She is a world record holder, and I mean it's just amazing what she's done. So basically, she's run a half marathon consecutively on consecutive days for 1,000 days. So when you just
Wow.
that's like 3 years of running half marathons. Now I've joined her on a couple, and she gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, every morning, every morning. So regardless of the weather, regardless of what's happened to the kids, what sort of a day you've had, whether you're feeling rough or anything like that. And then she goes out and does her half marathon. And the more I think about it, the more I realize what a massive achievement that is. That consistency, it's just amazing she's done that. So anyway, she's going to come and talk to us a bit about that. Then we've got Ben and Steve. Steve, really interesting character, had his kind of own addiction troubles, but a few years ago kind of turned the corner, really. You know how life goes in one direction, and then different events happen and they kind of twist you in another direction. Well, that was one of those situations. So Steve set up recovery runners in Liverpool, and they've been going from strength to strength. So he's now set up another running group and about neon running. So they run at night across Liverpool in the centre in a kind of urban environment with headphones on, DJ. So that's really cool. And he's turned out to be a really good runner as well, really fast. And that's just fantastic, because I'm sure everyone gets to a point in a race, in an event, where you just think, I could just stop now. I could just sit down at that aid station. And then for various reasons, you carry on. So you can talk a little bit about that for us. Then we've got Katie and Laura, who are really accomplished ultra runners, duathletes, world class, and they're still mums. They've still got all their family going on there. So they're going to talk about how they do that and give us some tips there. And then finally, we're going to end it with Rhino Boy Chris. I don't know if you've ever seen him on the TV, but he runs in a full-on rhino outfit, and he raises money for Save the Rhinos. And he's also a world record holder, because he's done the most marathons in a 3D suit. That's what those kind of animals are called. Yeah. So he's done 112 marathons like this. And I mean, that's just phenomenal, because he's just raising money all the time. He's not getting anything out of it. Obviously, he's just raising money. So to be that dedicated, and I don't know whether you've ever had the opportunity to wear one of those suits, but I can remember when I first started working, having to get dressed up in the Andrex puppy, and honestly, you just stood there, put the suit on, and within a couple of minutes, you're sweating buckets. So how he manages it, I have no idea. And then we'll finally end up with like a community untimed couple of K run. Just really a chance for everyone to chat. So kind of like a chatty pace, really. And we'll just do part of the trail course that we did earlier. And then it'll end, and that'll be it. So
Brilliant.
Whilst we're there, we'll also have like a pop-up shop for Protein Rebel stuff. We've also got a few other local brands involved, sports therapy guys as well. So just kind of a way of kind of bringing the running community together, and do a bit of running and a bit of talking about running. And that's what it's all about.
I'm just going to flip back to that point. What job did you have to wear an Andrex puppy outfit in?
Yeah, do you know what? I started off in sales for a company that owned Kimberly Clark. And they do things like paper products like Andrex. So I was fortunate to be able to do that.
Well done. I think that's a claim to fame. You know, your background, that's more experience. You know, that gives the brand more, Protein Rebel, more kudos that you're able to go through these life experiences. Like, I've never been in an Andrex puppy outfit myself.
Colin, you're missing out. You really are. Yeah.
Do you know what? After this phone call, I'm going on, or after this podcast, I'm going on Amazon and ordering my own Andrex puppy outfit and seeing what it's like. Brilliant. That sounds like a great event on the 5th of July.
5th of July. Yeah. So just go to proteinrebel.com, look for the running festival. You can see all the details there. Sign up and come over. That'd be brilliant.
Tim, thanks for telling us about the event and how to get tickets to it. So it sounds like the speakers are great. There's other brands are going to be there. There's yourselves there. Yeah. And if people's looking to reach out or follow you on social media, Instagram, website, how would they do this?
Love that. That'd be brilliant. Yeah, proteinrebel.com, Protein Rebel. On Instagram, Facebook. Please reach out, follow us, let us know what your new events are, how you're doing on the running journey. We've got a range that can help you perform better.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on today, Tim.
All right. Cheers then, Colin. Thanks.